Hi, it's Maya and Effie, and welcome to my channel. This is a place where I talk about books that I have read recently in the hopes that maybe somebody else might have read the same book and want to talk about it. I do a review every time I finish reading a book. It might also be useful to you if you are deciding whether or not to read the book. So lately, I have just been on this crazy Stephen King kick. And today I am reviewing another Stephen King book. It's called Gwendy's Button Box. Now, this book was published in 2017, and it was not just written by Stephen King. It was also written by Richard Chizmar. Chizmar? I think it's Chizmar. Chizmar. So it's not that often that Stephen King does do a joint writing. I saw him do that with his son one time. This one, I don't think they're related at all. But this guy, Chizmar, has published other books. So they got together, they did a book together. It's not a short story. It's about the size of a novelette because it's not as big as what Stephen King often does. It's about 165 pages. He often does 350-page books. But I'll tell you what, they did a great job working together and they created a wonderful story. I enjoyed it immensely. This doesn't have as much of the sheer horror in it as some of the Stephen King stories. But what it did have, I thought was so interesting, is it was largely concerned with ethical choices, ethical behaviors that the protagonist is faced with. Where are the lines between what you will and will not do in order to get the things that you want, and even in order to keep yourself safe? It's just that created a huge excitement level as I read this book. You are really forced to engage in the decisions that are made, not just for the protagonist, but I found myself also saying, what decision would I make? And just feeling really conflicted and frightened. Sometimes I would figure out the decision that I would make, but I would be afraid the protagonist would make a different decision. It was a very exciting book for me. So Wendy is the name of our protagonist. If you have I properly piqued your interest? If so, here's the plot. So Wendy is given a gift when she is about 11 years old. And the gift grants Wendy wishes. And in order to have her wish granted, Wendy must eat a chocolate that is dispersed to her from a box. They call it a button box. It has different buttons on top. Different buttons do different things. So as a mother, I'm like, don't eat things that are given to you by strangers. You don't know what that is. It could be poison, blah, 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 blah. So it's very disturbing to think that this child is going to ask for their wishes to be granted and that they're going to be consuming something out of a gift given to them by a stranger. So that was upsetting to me. And then Gwendy asks for things while she's young, and then she asks for things as she grows. And Wendy grows to be tall and beautiful and popular. Wendy has a stalker that bothers her and is very frightening even physical with her. And Gwendy's stalker dies, not really by an accident, but by deliberately choosing to be dead. So, Wendy is also accepted into a very prestigious university upon graduation from high school. Wendy uses the box less and less as she gets older. And I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there because it's a wonderful book, and that is enough of a layup, I think, to get you to be interested in the book if it interests you. If you like to contemplate the differences between right and wrong, life's fairness and unfairness, those kinds of issues, they are addressed in this book beautifully, and anybody who likes to deal with that is probably going to enjoy the book. Okay, that's enough for now. This is my Aunt Effie. Just want to say, be happy and tell me, what did you read?